Hey guys, John Grimsmo here, coming to you with Knifemaking Tuesday, week 50. Have to apologize this week. I'm pretty sick, so I'll make it a short one. I just wanted to give you an update, what's going on in the shop, go over a few things, and tell you what's coming up in the next few weeks and months. Being sick sucks. So, 50 weeks. Can you believe it? It's actually been just over a year, about 13 months since I did the first video, where I was also sick. Must be this time of year, and having a kid. So yeah, it's been about 13 months. I skipped a few weeks of Tuesdays, so that's why we're only at week 50 right now, but I can't believe how far we've come and how much fun we've had along the way. So my faithful assistant, Eric, my brother, is on vacation right now. He's in Seattle. He's going snowboarding. I gave him the GoPro camera, so hopefully he'll get some footage from up on Mount Baker and Snoqualmie snowboarding away, and we'll throw it in one of the videos coming up when he comes back. But so he's gone, so I'm on my own. The next probably week or two, I'm working on our fixed blade knife called the Tor. So I'm making about 20 of these. The handles are already finished. I'm working on the blades next. I'm designing a big fixture right now so that I can make 8 blades at a time in one setup. That just makes the machine time go a lot more efficiently. But with the Tor, I've already shown how I made that in several videos, so I'm not going to bore you guys with too many continuation videos of just doing the same thing over and over again. Same thing goes for the Norseman. Norseman is my folding knife. I'm getting ready to do a batch of 50 of these coming up soon, and directly after I finish with the Tor, it's going to be all about the Norseman. So for that batch, I'll film some of it, but I'm not going to film everything like I was doing before, because I just feel like it'll be repeating what I've shown in previous videos, and I don't want to do that. I want to show you guys new stuff, what I'm working on that's weird and exciting and interesting, not just same thing over and over again. It gets a little boring. But with the Norseman, I have quite a few redesigns that I want to do. There's a bunch of little things. Like, it's going to look the same, but it's going to work even better. Yeah, even better. All you guys who own one know how important those words are, because the first batch was good, the second batch was amazing, the third batch is going to be nuts. So yeah, I've got a few little changes that I want to tweak, redesign things. I want to create my own bearing system. It's very similar to what I use now with the blue caged bearings, except I'm going to actually machine the plastic carrier myself, and then it'll let me use smaller diameter ball bearings. So that particular size isn't available right now. In the batch of 50, I'm going to be making a few of them from Damas steel. So I'm really excited about that. They're going to look insane. But almost all of them are going to be the same RWL34, just like before. So for the next few months of Knifemaking Tuesday, like I said, I don't want to keep repeating myself, so I want to come up with new projects to both challenge and excite me. No, to both challenge myself and make it exciting to watch for you guys. So this is a chunk of solid titanium, 5/8 of an inch thick by, I don't know, 2 inches by 6 or something. This was given to me, traded to me, by a friend, Shady Matt UK. Local guy, cool guy. I traded him one of my t-shirts for this chunk of titanium. So, of course, that gives me with the problem, what do I do with it? Well, there's only one answer. You make an integral. An integral is a folding knife, except, this knife has a scale, studs, screws, all these pieces that go together. An integral starts as one solid piece of titanium. So imagine these two, are the same. Imagine making this knife out of a solid piece, where you mill out a contour where the blade goes. Now, what a lot of people do when they make an integral, and I mean, not a lot of people make an integral, but this is what people do anyway. The people that are foolish enough to take on this task, if this is the handle, they'll mount it upright in a vise like this, So they'll take an end mill like this. This is a 5/32 end mill. They might use something slightly smaller than this. Mount it up like this and just do passes down, 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 down. But you got to think, you've got a blade that's almost an inch tall, so you have to mill down an inch deep using such a small diameter end mill. That's a lot of deflection, a lot of depth for this end mill. For it to go down like that far, that's a lot of work for this little end mill. And a lot of guys have problems with that. When the end mill's sticking out this far, it deflects a lot, it chatters, and it just generally sucks, and it takes forever. My buddy Brad Southard says he spends 8 hours doing this manually on his manual milling machine. That's devotion for you right there. So the better way to do it, the quicker, more efficient way, is to use what's called a slitting saw. Now this bad boy I had custom made for me by LakeshoreCarbide.com. It's a 3-inch diameter cutting wheel, slitting saw. The inserts, carbide inserts, are 5/32 inch wide, and it does both end cutting and side cutting. So instead of mounting the block like this, I'll mount it like this in vice jaws or something similar, and then I'll go in from the side with this tool, and I'll create a trough, basically a slot. And I'll do it multiple passes, but it'll go much quicker and much more efficient. If I had a big, fancy, expensive, rigid machine, I could do it in one pass. And I know a guy that does that on a big, fancy, expensive machine, and he says it takes 14 seconds. Boom. Versus Brad's 8 hours to do it manually. Now, I'd be happy if it took 10 minutes of doing light passes. I don't care, but yeah, this thing's going to be really, really cool. Lakeshore sells these in standard sizes, but not in the 5/32 width that I requested, so he was kind enough to make that for me, and the price was reasonable. So last week I got in a new piece of equipment for the Tormac that I'm extremely excited about, but that will be its own video, so I'm going to tease you for now and leave that hanging. But hopefully I'll put together a video for that in the coming week. It's going to make my work a lot more efficient, and I can't wait. In the next few months, I want to get back to the core of what Knifemaking Tuesday is and what it really means to me. And that is, you take one day a week and you go out and you make knives. Now, in the past year, I've grown to the point where this is what I do full time. So every single day, all day, I stay up till 4 a.m. in the morning, making knives, designing knives. And it's pretty much the best job in the world. But now, so what do I do on Tuesdays? It's no longer Knife Making Tuesday, it's knife making every day. So on Tuesday, I want to start using that time to prototype, like I was talking about with the integral. Prototype, come up with the new ideas, new fixturing techniques, new sharpening, new whatever. Go on tours of other guys' shops, like just progress it a little bit so that Tuesday is my one day a week of doing not production stuff. Doing one-offs, maybe doing custom knives. Doing crazy weird stuff. So that's what I want Tuesdays to be from now on. And yes, I'll show some of the production stuff that I'm doing because I'm doing it and it's cool footage. But as a general concept, I want to keep Tuesday as a Tuesday thing so that there's always something cool to watch. This project, the integral project, I don't know if it's going to happen immediately, but it will happen certainly in the next few months of Tuesday videos. And this piece, 5/8 thick, is a lot thicker than what I want it to be, than what I need it. Like 1/2 inch would be good. My Norseman's about 0.42 inch, not 0.625 like this. So, I mean, the Norseman's a lot thinner than what this thing needs to be. And if I have to, I can face this down and get rid of all the extra material, but or maybe just make thicker handles so it fits the hand a bit better. But the only thing I don't like about this knife is that it's large. It's like 8 3/4 inches long, and it's just a big knife to be carrying every day. I would love to have a smaller version. Maybe not exactly like this, a new design or something, but I would love to have a smaller knife to carry in my pocket every day. So I think that's what the integral project is going to be. It's going to be maybe with a 3-inch blade, so this chunk is going to be enormous for that task, but I can always buy more 1/2 inch titanium or something. But yeah, it's going to have like a 3-inch blade. I'm thinking Warncliffe kind of blade maybe, and 3D milled contoured handles. Yeah, so I'm really excited to do that. Once I start designing it, then maybe I'll show some designing in future videos. That's gonna be awesome. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for a smaller Norseman or a smaller knife from us. I think this will fit that bill perfectly. Being an integral, it's going to be a lot more expensive, but it's going to be a lot more awesome too. In other news, for the past year of making these videos, you guys have told me, get a grinder, get a grinder, get a grinder. And I'm like, no, I do machining, I don't want to hand grind my blades. So we finally got a 1x42 little grinder from a friend. It's a dinky little thing. Got that a while ago, but Eric's been using that thing all the time. So it's gotten us to realize how handy a grinder is to have around the shop. And now that we're outgrowing the 1x42, it's time to get a 2x72. Now, although I would love to get a Travis Wirtz grinder, it's not exactly in my budget. So for about a third of that cost, I can build my own, and it'll be amazing. So over the past week or so, I've been designing my own grinder. So here it is. It's basically a mesh between Brian Fellholter's Uber grinder and Mick Strider's Sofa King grinder, whatever he calls it, and a bunch of other pictures that I found online. And it uses the 1 horsepower motor that I currently have for my disc sander, because I think once we have this, I won't use my disc sander very much, or I can always figure out a way to rig up the disc onto this apparatus. But yeah, so it's something I'm really, really excited to build. I've been wanting to build one for a long time. And I just ordered all the wheels and pulleys and abrasive belts that I need from USA Knife Maker. But yeah, so this design is really cool. It's got a tilt bracket here, so you can go from a horizontal to a vertical grinder in one easy step. I got that idea from Brian Fellholter. Everything else is pretty basic. You know, this goes in and out to adjust tension. It's got a gas spring here to adjust, you know, belt tension up and down. This whole thing articulates, so you can adjust it, and it's got an adjustable work height. All these pins here, so you pull out this pin, and the whole thing can tilt up or down, depending on if I mount it on a table or if I want to grind high or grind low. I don't know. I've never used a grinder, so I'm sort of building everything into it that I've seen other people use, and hopefully it'll work exactly what I need it to do. Now, this is not to say that we're going to be hand grinding blades exclusively from now on, but we'll certainly start playing with that and see where it takes us. With the Tor, it's a hollow ground bevel here, and I designed the hollow angle to be on a 10-inch diameter, like 5-inch radius, so that if I have a 10-inch contact wheel, I can just go bzzz, and it'll get rid of all the milling marks if I so choose. I like the milling marks. I think it embraces the awesomeness of CNC, and that's kind of what I'm all about. So as a general rule, I think I'm going to keep them because I think they're awesome. But you know, it's fun to play with tools and try different things. There's about a bazillion options of ways to do everything. So anyways, guys, that's about it for Sick Knife Making Tuesday. Not the good kind of sick either. This sucks. But so there we go. I don't know exactly what's on the cards for next week, but it'll be something interesting. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.